Hello, welcome to today's Clarity Reset. Today we are going to talk about the soft ask. And basically, what that is it's something that you need that you haven't asked for yet. Maybe you've been waiting for the right moment or the right words or for somebody to notice without you even have to saying anything, without you having to say anything. Today, we're not going to wait anymore. We're going to start with the need itself. Um, before we get anywhere near the ask, because you can't make a clear request for something if you haven't really fully named it yet. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and do a grounding exercise. So I invite you to get cozy in your chair, sit back, relax, close your eyes, or soften your gaze, whatever more comfortable for you. Pay attention to your breath, moving in and out. We'll take a few breaths together. So a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose. Make it a really deep one. And then out through your mouth. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. I want for you to rest your arms and hands somewhere where they feel supported. Plant your feet on the ground. And now I want you to imagine that from the bottom of your feet, there are roots extending down through the floor, down into the earth, and deep into the earth to hold you down, to really root you down. And imagine that those roots also extend wide so that you feel balanced, held, secure. And imagine it like the roots of a giant tree, and you have one root that starts to head down and then all the little roots that come off of it, and it just creates this web of a system so that you really feel deeply connected into the earth, into the ground. Held tight, held safe, held strong, and held balanced. And bring your attention back to your breath. Just notice how your body moves when you breathe in. Your chest expands, your torso expands. And then as the air moves out, all of that contracts. And imagine that when you breathe in, you are breathing in clean, fresh air. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out anything stagnant, stuck, anything that doesn't feel like it serves you anymore. That could be physical, that could be emotional or mental, whatever it is. You're breathing in clean, fresh, clear air. Breathing out anything that doesn't belong, anything stuck, stagnant, messy, difficult, tiring. Just get rid of all that negative energy. And I want you to think about your business. And this could be your life in general, but let's start with your business. Are there things that you've needed in your business in order to grow or thrive or just to get by? Is there something that you've needed that you haven't asked for? Maybe there's someone else that needs to provide this for you. Or maybe you need some clarity around something in your business and it's somebody else has those answers. Or maybe there's a service that you need to find. Whatever it is, think about the things that your business actually needs but you don't have yet. And this could be a pressing need, an immediate need, or maybe a need eventually. And now we'll take a few more breaths together. A deep breath in through your nose. And again, breathe in that clean, clear air. And breathe out through your mouth. Anything stuck, stagnant, anything that doesn't belong, any negativity. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one final breath together in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I invite you to come back to the room and grab your journal. And I'll start by saying that if you heard my cat peeling out through the bus, through that, I'm sorry. Okay, you didn't. Yeah, she's going crazy behind me. You can see her a little bit back there. It was funny. I'm like, come on, Kate, be quiet. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do in your journal is brain dump. And so basically anything that comes to mind, just write it down. You got 2 minutes and just continue writing the whole time. This doesn't have to make any sense. This is just getting fragmented thoughts and ideas and just words floating around out and onto paper and out of the way so that when we work on these journal prompts, you're not dealing with, the chaotic stuff that just kind of floats around in there all the time. We get that out of the way now. You got another minute and a half left. Keep going. This can be total nonsense. It usually is total nonsense if you're doing it right. Just get those words out of your head and onto paper. Got another 30 seconds left. All right, get those last few words on the paper. And the first question that we are going to answer today, what do you actually need right now that you haven't asked for? So this could be what popped up for you during the grounding exercise or whatever. But what do you actually need right now that you haven't asked for in your business? And if you're doing this just on a personal level, that's fine too. But just make it specific. It's not like a vague sense of like wanting more support or wanting more clients. Like, what is the actual thing that you need? It could be a referral, maybe a connection, a resource, feedback, visibility, someone to share your work, client, money, time, conversation, any of those things. Name it as concretely as possible without worrying yet about how to ask for it. Just name what it is, name the need. Got a couple minutes left. So, again, you want to answer the question, what do you actually need right now that you haven't asked for? And again, get specific. Could be a referral, connection, resource, feedback, client, conversation, partner, money, time. Just name it without worrying about how to ask for it yet. Okay, start wrapping it up. Okay. So the next question that I want for you to answer, what has been stopping you from asking? What has been stopping you from asking? And this is about, just be honest with yourself. It's not a like don't judge yourself about this. It could be fear of rejection. It could be fear of seeming needy. It could be you feel like you should be able to handle it alone. Or maybe you don't know who to ask. Or it's something else entirely. But what's the story you've been telling yourself about why the ask is not possible or appropriate right now? What is the block? Okay, we still got a couple minutes left. So what has been stopping you from asking? Again, try not to be judgy about yourself. Just be real. Be honest about it. It could be a fear of rejection. Maybe you believe that you should be able to do it on your own without any help, or you don't know who to ask, or you don't want to feel needy, or maybe it's something else totally different. But what is the story you've been telling yourself about why the ask is either not possible or not appropriate right now? Okay, wrap that one up. We're going to move on to the third one. So, the third question that I want you to answer is, what would you tell a friend who needed the same thing? What would you tell a friend or even a colleague or whoever who needed the same thing? And be real about this. If someone you respected came to you with this exact need, what would you say? Would you tell that person that the ask was too much? Would you encourage them to make it? What would you tell a friend who needed the same thing? We have a couple minutes left. So, again, what would you tell a friend who needed the same thing? What we're doing here is we're going to create some distance from your inner critic. We're going to create that distance so that you're not telling yourself to do this thing. Instead, you are telling your friend the advice that they need, or you know eh, maybe would you tell them that this ask was too much? Would you encourage them to make it? What does that tell you about your own block? Okay, start wrapping that one up. And again, an important element of this one is, what does that tell you about your own block? Okay, so I would like for you to complete this sentence. It's kind of two parts. The thing I am ready to ask for is, and the person or place I will ask is blank. You can kind of rewrite that like, I I'm ready to ask for blank, or I'm ready to ask so and so for blank, however you need to rewrite that question, but it's kind of a two part. So the thing I'm ready to ask for is, and the person or place I will ask is blank. Maybe it's more than one person, but write it down. This is where you want to name that. Or it's more than one place or company or whatever. The thing you are ready to ask for is blank, and the person or place you will ask is blank. Okay. So oftentimes, what I have found is that the ask isn't usually the hard part. It's really deciding that you're worth asking for it. So hopefully you have, you have busted through some of that, self-talk that we do where we're like, no, I can't. I should be able to handle this myself. I don't need to ask for help. I am the worst at it. I have been so independent for so many decades at this point. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes to a detriment because I don't want to ask for help, and I will I will go through some really raw things so that I don't have to ask somebody for help. And someone said something to me one day, that really always stuck with me, that it's really selfish to not ask for help because people, I know I'm this kind of person. I know a lot of people like this. People want to help. People want to be able to show up for somebody. People feel good when they have the opportunity to do that.
Yes.
And when we don't ask for help, we kind of rob them of that, you know, especially if it's someone who's super willing and able and who would find some joy in being like, "You know what? Yeah, let me help her out. Like that would be great." And they would find a little joy in that. Give them that joy. Like let people help you, let people love you, let people care about you. And that for some reason, like no matter how many times I know that, and no matter how many times deeply in my soul I'm really trying to grasp it, I will be the first person to say that I'm absolutely terrible at it. And I still feel like I'm being greedy by asking someone for something super simple. And at the same level, I'm like, "But why isn't that person asking me?" Like, "Why didn't you tell me when you needed help?" And, and I'm the other thing I've heard that I think is really interesting, and is in line with that, is that it's not only selfish to not ask for help, but it's almost like fulfilling your ego.
Mm,
Because if you don't ask for help and you expect other people to ask for help from you, are you, like, looking down on those people because they ask you for help and you're too good to do that? Are you too
mm.
good to ask for help? Are you better than everyone else who you expect to ask you for help? And that's a deep one. That's a tough one to really face, because then you're like, "Oh, shoot, like, am I is it that?" And it's not, probably, because in your heart, it probably isn't that. It's probably not that you think somebody else is lesser and so they should be asking you for help, but flip that around and look at that, for yourself. I mean, I think I that's where I hang out. That's the battle that I've had. It's probably the toughest thing for me to do in my whole life, is probably asking for help. And by help, my thing is just asking for people to refer my business. And that's not even like it's not even a lot of help. It's kind of
No,
like I'm actually helping other people by doing the
yeah,
business that I do, by doing the work that I do. So it's just really ridiculous that I despise it so much and that I put so much weight on it and it stresses me out so much, you know?
yes,
So
yeah.
so that's my take on all of that. How'd this go for you, Eveline?
Um, yeah, I have 2 people that I have to ask, to pay me, and it's hard, and, um, and but it's better to know what the situation is so I can do something else,
Yeah.
or, but it scares me. It's like, what if they say, "Well, no, I don't have the money and I'm not gonna," it's like, "Oh, okay." You know,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard
It is
asking for money.
that's really hard too. And especially if
Yeah,
you're doing something for it, and it's hard. And
yeah,
I don't know exactly the context, but I know that even putting offers out there, because I put a few offers out last month, and it's hard to even do that because I'm like, I just want to help you guys. Like, I
yeah,
just I don't it's fine. Let me just do it. And no, like I
yeah,
no, like you have to value your worth and you have to value
right,
your time. And
yeah,
if it was anyone else, I mean, Eveline, if you were giving me advice about this,
yes. I
you would be
definitely
like,
do.
"Girl, just ask."
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I wrote down, after this call, I'm going to go ahead and handle however I have to do it and just face it. So I know what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
if I know what's going
Yeah.
on, that's all I need. So, uh,
Yep.
but
It's
yeah,
the
it's
easy.
hard to ask that.
Yeah, it really is. I understand that very well. But now you are armed and ready, and you'll know. You're gonna
Yeah.
know.
Yep. One
Um,
way or another. Yep.
yeah, and you don't have to think about it anymore. So at least
No.
there's that. Worst case scenario, you get a bunch of no's, and that gets you closer to yeses.
Yep. That's right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Okay.
Well, my energy is with you.
Thank
I
you.
hope it goes well, and I hope you get the outcome that you want.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do too.
You're so
So
welcome.
I'm gonna go and do the work.
Do the work, and I'll see you
Okay,
soon.
I'll see you. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye.